Oh, what's up, nerds? Back with another video. Unfortunately, a little bit of a sadder video topic, but we are going to use this sad video topic to propel us into positivity and to spur us into action, because it is one of the saddest days in my life that RuneScape is really on its death throes. I mean, everyone had, said like, oh, well, it's going to be the end of RuneScape with China and making it a mobile game and bonds, and oh, it's going to be the end of RuneScape with all these botters and all this other stuff. And yeah, those things may have influenced the game, but at least it was still the game. The gameplay was pure. The game itself was pure. It was unchanged, right? Everybody could still, maybe inflation here and there, maybe different shit going on, right? But there weren't any major changes to the game or how we played it. Now, however, the way that the game is being changed, it's changing the way everybody plays forever. You're not going to soon it's going to come that you're not going to be able to use RuneLite. Soon it's going to come that plugins are going to be charged. Soon it's going to become that you're going to get banned for doing certain things. I mean, like, they, at least before, they kept their hands off of all this stuff, but now the unfortunate reality is that all this shit that we've been getting for free, all of this shit that we've been taken for granted, is now going to be profited off of. And unfortunately, I said that this was coming. Back in 2021, I said that this was coming. And I just wish I wasn't right. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. Hey, we got 4 or 5 years of fucking incredible gameplay, incredible community, so many memories, so many experiences, so many friendships. I mean, it has been an incredible 4 to 5 years, and it's a shame that they're coming to an end. But again, positivity. It is time to now recognize this shit, acknowledge it, so that in the future, we do not get caught asleep at the wheel again. In the future, when we find a game that we love, and we have these communities and we have this shit, we now know that we need to fight for our rights. We need to fight for our games. And so this is not a fucking I told you so shit. This is a pointing this shit out so in the future we can fucking do and we can be better. So what am I fucking talking about? I'm talking about an article I just wrote called You Never Miss the Game Until It's Gone. RuneScape, Capitalism, and the Price of Inaction. And what started this? Well, first off, let's shout out to fucking Nightmare Zone, because 4 fucking years ago, guess what I was doing when I was telling y'all that this was coming? Guess what I was doing? I was playing fucking RuneScape, Nightmare Zone, the same fucking place, the same fucking shit, and God, it's just incredible how full circle we've come. So, what started all of this? September 7th, 2021. RuneScape and third-party HD clients and 117 and his HD plugin, and then we didn't have Jagex launcher at the time, but this was the writing on the walls. This was, if you knew anything about business, if you knew anything about capitalism, anything in America, if you are anywhere near as smart as you think you are, you know what was fucking coming, or at least I did. That's why I made this video September 7th, 2021, the day old school RuneScape players learned about capitalism. That's why September 2021, I put this video, you shouldn't have dropped that stake in the ocean, Jagex. And the crux of this video was that, again, nobody knew about this. Everybody was happy. Everybody was enjoying the game. Everything was hunky-dory. Nobody questioned how wonderful everything was. Everybody just fucking enjoyed it. Which is, hey, I don't blame you. I enjoyed it too, right? But I also said during that video, let's be fucking real. We're cheating right now. It's only a matter of time. Count down the days until this is illegal, because you should be. And it turned out it wasn't illegal, it was just illegally free. Now this shit's coming. Now we see what the end game was with the Jagex client. Now we see where the microtransactions eke their way into the game. And obviously, if you haven't seen it yet, we've got this membership survey from Jagex, and then the update and everything, and it's like, oh, well, what if we increase the pay, and we have all these different features, and we do all of this, and it's through the Jagex client, and all this shit. And it was just like, anybody with a fucking brain knew this was coming. Especially when the fucking Carlyle group themselves... Let's see if it pops up because I just researched it. Yep, here we go. Literally, the Carlyle Group YouTube channel. How strategic acquisition champions profitable growth. And they talk about how when they acquired Zoom, they took a look at what the other competitors were doing. They say, hey, why aren't you doing that? And they say, oh, let's take that and smash it all together. And these are the people that just bought RuneScape. So what do you fucking think they're going to do? You think they're going to look at all this free shit, all the free stuff that people are using with the game and just say, oh, well, we're just going to let people enjoy that for free. No. No, fucking no, obviously not. And I wish I was wrong. I hate being right. But again, reminding ourselves, positivity, stay positive. Now, in the future, you all can see this too. If you're anywhere near as smart as you think you are, because I'm a fucking dumb motherfucker. I think I'm one of the stupidest motherfuckers around. Maybe I'm like street smart a little bit, but I sure as shit ain't book smart. I'm sure as shit ain't fucking socially smart, but how other people pretended like this wasn't gonna come, or like they saw everything with 117 and they just, yeah, oh, okay, Jagex, they're gonna pay him, they're gonna talk to him, yeah, good, cool, let's just go back to playing. We could just forget about that. Yeah, well, what happens when you forget about it 4 fucking years later? Now the game's fucking dead. Because there ain't no fucking going back. There is 0% chance that they do not implement these things. A fucking fat 0. And again, oh, I would love to be wrong. But hey, that's what this whole article is about. This whole article is about the price of inaction. How no one appreciates anything until it's gone. So in the future, when you see all these different writings on the wall, you see the CEOs talk about, oh, all this merger and how they're going to reinvest into the game, reinvest. Do you know what companies do when they reinvest? They reinvest into their executives. They reinvest into stock buybacks. They reinvest to make themselves money. It is never good for what they buy. And so all of that, a nice little 8-minute rant to just come to the final point of let's read this article, because I really do think that I put together something good, and I'd appreciate you sticking around with me for a little bit. So let's zoom in and let's start going. So I've been playing old school RuneScape since March 13th, 2015, about a month after its re-release. Over the years, I've built 5 accounts, each tailored to a different playstyle. My main account is maxed with 277 total levels and 875 million experience, including 200 mil defense, ranking me 111th globally. RuneScape is not just a game to me. It's a lifetime of memories, challenges, and triumphs. But today, it feels like I'm watching something I love slip away, and it's hard to avoid the feeling that we, as a community, let this happen. This isn't an I told you so article, although I did predict much of what's unfolding as early as 2021. Instead, this is a wake-up call for gamers everywhere. RuneScape's decline isn't an isolated incident. It's a microcosm of what happens when communities fail to act against corporate greed. If we don't learn from this, it won't just be RuneScape that we lose. And again, shout out to the fucking account. Hey, fast forward 4 years later, I mean, compared to where I was in this video, so in this video, I didn't have 400 mil Nightmare Zone points. Now I'm at 850 mil. I was at 620 mil total experience. Now I'm at 875. So, hey, at least I boosted those fucking numbers in the meantime, right? At least I had some fun in between. A brief history of RuneScape's rise, fall, and rebirth. If you know RuneScape, anything at all, I'm not going to go into this section. This is just kind of context for people who don't play RuneScape or who see this stuff. Because, I mean, RuneScape is front page of Reddit. No one plays RuneScape, but it's one of the top Reddits out there. So this is just kind of for those people that see this and just kind of like, what the hell is going on? So, the RuneLite drama, a tipping point in 2021. In September 2021, Jagex actions regarding RuneLite and its plugins became a flashpoint in the OSRS community. For years, RuneLite had been a cornerstone of the OSRS experience, providing quality of life improvements that Jagex itself has struggled to match. When a user named 117 developed a high-definition plugin for RuneLite, the community was ecstatic. The plugin offered the graphical polish of RuneScape 3 without sacrificing the gameplay mechanics that defined OSRS. But then, Jagex stepped in, issuing a takedown notice just before the plugin's release. They justified their decisions by citing plans to develop their own client. For many, including myself, this felt like a betrayal. It was a clear sign that Jagex priorities were shifting from fostering a community-driven ecosystem to protecting corporate interests. My frustration with this decision prompted me to create the video titled September 7th, 2021, The Day RuneScape Players Learned About Capitalism. Again, kind of the first 8-minute rants of this video kind of summarizing up, right? In that video, I outlined what I saw as the inevitable outcome of Jagex ownership by the Carlyle Group, RuneLite's open source model that was anathema to the corporation intent on monetizing every aspect of its intellectual property. I warned that this was only the beginning, that the same corporate logic driving the takedown of 117's plugin would eventually extend to other aspects of the game. And here we are, with Jagex now doubling down on proprietary tools, tiered memberships, and aggressive monetization strategies. The Carlyle Group and the business of monetization. In 2021, Jagex was acquired by the Carlyle Group, a private equity firm with a track record of maximizing profits through aggressive monetization. Carlyle's own YouTube channel on strategic acquisitions highlights their method, identifying companies that aren't fully leveraging profitable trends in their industries, then implementing these strategies to unlock value. In the gaming space, this meant taking lessons from competitors who had mastered microtransactions and incorporating them into Jagex's operations. As Carlyle frames it, this creates a 1 + 1 = more than 2 scenario, where the ones, of course, are revenue streams, aka microtransactions. As someone with an MBA and a deep understanding of corporate practices, I found it easy to read between the lines. Carlyle wasn't interested in OSRS as a community-driven game. They saw it as an underperforming assets with untapped potential for microtransactions. This realization informed my predictions in 2021, which have since come to pass with startling accuracy. Again, I wish I was fucking wrong, but we cannot just sit around. We need to be proactive. Jagex, a shift over time. For much of RuneScape's history, Jagex maintained a reputation as a developer that cared deeply about its community. Early developers, including the Gower brothers, were hands-on and transparent, regularly engaging with players. In 2013, when OSRS launched, Jagex leaned into this ethos, empowering players to vote on every major game update through the polls. This result was a sense of ownership and trust that defined OSRS's early years. However, as ownership changed hands and Jagex grew into more corporate entity, its priorities began to shift. CEOs and moderators spoke optimistically about investing in the game and making it better, but actions often contradicted their words. Public statements about transparency and community involvement were undermined by decisions like the RuneLite HD takedown and the controversial membership survey. Community complacency, the price of inaction. The RuneScape community had always been vocal, but talk without action is meaningless. In 2012, players rioted in-game over the Squeal of Fortune in EOC, but few canceled their subscriptions. The same pattern repeated with Bonds and the RuneLite HD controversy. Jagex weathered every storm because the protests stopped where it mattered most, the bottom line. As much as I hate to say it, Carlyle's strategy worked because we let it. By continuing to pay for memberships and purchasing bonds, we sent a clear message. Their tactics were acceptable. The community's nostalgia and love for the game outweighed their willingness to take meaningful action. Broader reflection, capitalism, and gaming. RuneScape's decline is part of a larger trend in the gaming industry. Microtransactions, pay-to-win mechanics, and predatory monetization are becoming the norm. Younger players, having grown up in this environment, are more accepting of these practices. Meanwhile, corporations continue to exploit this tolerance to maximize profits. Here's where we try and get a little positive, because where do we go from here? I do not want RuneScape to die. I have spent thousands of hours immersed in this world, and I know I am not alone in my love for RuneScape, but that is not enough. If we care for RuneScape or any game, we must act, even if it is hard, even if it means not playing the game that we love. Canceling memberships, boycotting bonds, and supporting alternative platforms are the only way to send a message that corporations cannot ignore. It's not easy. It's not fun. But the alternative is watching everything we care about these games erode under the weight of unchecked capitalism. Conclusion. Why did I make this? This is a warning for gamers everywhere. RuneScape's story is a cautionary tale. It is a reminder that inaction has consequences and that no game or community is immune to corporate greed. If we do not take a stand, the games we love will become unrecognizable, reduced to vehicles for profit at the expense of their soul. The worst part about all this is, as I'm writing this, I'm still playing old school RuneScape. As I'm fucking reading this video, I'm still playing RuneScape. That's how fucking much I love this game. I mean, granted, I'm on one account instead of 5. I've canceled a lot of my memberships, but I can't bring myself to walk away entirely. I'm part of the problem. And that's why I'm asking you, I'm saying this to myself, that we need to do better. We need to be better. Because if we do not take a stand, if we do not do these things, it's too late. It's just gonna keep happening to everyone, every game, and it's gonna get to a point where kids, they don't know any better. They grow up in a world where everything is microtransactions, everything is battle pass, everything is like this. I mean, RuneScape used to be the gold standard. Look at WoW Classic. Look at WoW Classic hardcore servers. Look at how many people they have watching their game. Look at all this viewership. That is because of us. That's because of RuneScape. And yet we can't. All these other people could do it, but we can't. We need to do better. And, that's why, at the very least, I could say that I canceled a bunch of my memberships on all of my other accounts, But that's it. I hope that this hit something for you somewhere. Somebody out there, I hope that, I just hope that, it clicks for somebody. Anyway, links to everything, all the references, all that stuff, description below. Thanks for watching. Smoke grass, eat ass. As always, be excellent to each other. And I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.